The basketball stops bouncing. Bernice Porter hears it first. That sudden silence in a parking lot that should be empty. She keeps walking, backpack heavy with library returns, the strap digging into her shoulder. 4:15 p.m. on a Tuesday. Golden light slanting low across asphalt. And she knows exactly who's blocking the path to the bus stop before she even looks up. Library girl thinks she can ignore me. Maddox Monroe steps into her path. 6 feet 2 inches, varsity captain, leather jacket unzipped just enough to show the district championship shirt underneath. Trent Cow and Derek Hollis flank him like satellites. Phone's already out. Maddox's smile doesn't reach his eyes. I asked you a question. Bernice stops 3 feet away. She doesn't answer. Her gaze flicks past his shoulder to the light pole behind him. Security camera mounted at the top, angle facing southeast. She knows this because she's mapped every camera in the senior lot. Her expression stays neutral, but her breathing shifts. For counts in, for counts out. Maddox's chest bumps her. Not hard enough to knock her down, just hard enough to make a point. Bernice stumbles backward and her backpack slides off her shoulder. Books scatter across the pavement. She doesn't react, doesn't yell. She just kneels slowly and starts stacking books with deliberate precision. Trent films it, laughing. Maddox kicks the paperback closer to the drain. Oops. Bernice retrieves it without looking at him. When she stands, her back is to the parked cars. Tactical spacing, no blind spots. She adjusts her backpack and walks past them toward the bus stop. Maddox calls after her, voice echoing across the empty lot. You know what your problem is? You think you're better than everyone here. Bernice doesn't turn around, but under her breath, barely audible, she murmurs something that sounds like Title IX, subsection C, hostile environment. Physical intimidation, school property. The bus pulls up. She climbs on. Inside her locker, back at school, door closed, no one watching. A phone sits propped against the top shelf. Screen glowing. Recording. 47 minutes elapsed. That night, she sits on her bedroom floor with a small notebook open. She writes the date, October 7th. She writes the time, 4:15 p.m. She writes what Maddox said, word for word. Library girl thinks she can ignore me. Chest bump, books scattered, kick paperback toward the drain. Witnesses Trent Cow, Derek Hollis. Camera, senior lot, light pole, southeast angle. She closes the notebook, puts it in her desk drawer, third from the top, under a stack of old assignments. Then she opens her laptop and uploads the locker phone footage to a cloud folder. The folder is titled Evidence. It has 43 files in it. This is file 44. Her bedroom door is cracked open. Ethan wheels past, pauses. Bernie, you okay? Yeah. You don't look okay. She doesn't answer. On her wall, half hidden behind a calendar, there's a framed photo. Young Bernice, age 15, standing on a podium. Gold medal around her neck. Judo GI crisp and white. Next to it, a second photo. Same girl, red belt, Taekwondo dobok, silver medal. Her stance in both pictures is identical. Rooted, balanced, ready. Ethan follows her gaze. You don't owe me silence. Bernice still doesn't answer. She just closes her laptop and turns off the light. The next day, cafeteria. 11:40 a.m. Bernice sits alone at the corner table near the vending machines. Maddox's table is across the room. 12 people loud, laughing. Then Maddox stops mid-sentence, looks directly at Bernice, raises his voice just enough that half the cafeteria can hear. You guys smell that? Smells like old books and desperation. Trent films Bernice's reaction. She doesn't give him one. She just pulls out her notebook and writes. Date, time, quote, witnesses, camera location. She writes for maybe 10 seconds, then puts the notebook away and keeps eating. Trent posts it to his Finsta 20 minutes later with the caption, "Library rat cataloging her own L's." 43 people like it. Bernice screenshots the post, saves it to evidence. File 45. That afternoon, English class. Ms. Patterson hands back essays. Bernice gets hers, a minus. Maddox gets his late. He glances at the grade, then at Bernice's paper on her desk. His jaw tightens. After class, he corners Miss Patterson. "I need to talk to you about the essay grades." Bernice is packing her bag near the door. She doesn't stop moving, but she hears every word. "Maddox, your essay was good. B+ is a strong grade. She got an A-." He jerks his chin toward Bernice. "I want to know how." Miss Patterson frowns. "Maddox, that's not. Did you check for plagiarism?" Bernice freezes in the doorway. "Excuse me, I'm just saying. New kids, scholarship kids, sometimes they, take shortcuts." Bernice turns slowly. Miss Patterson looks between them, clearly uncomfortable. "Maddox, that's a serious accusation. I'm not accusing. I'm just asking you to double check." Bernice stays in the doorway. Miss Patterson looks at her. "Bernice, don't worry about this. Your work was original. I know." Bernice's voice is quiet. "I submitted mine October 3rd. Turnitin timestamp proves it." His was October 7th. Metadata doesn't lie. Miss Patterson blinks. "How do you? I keep records." Bernice adjusts her backpack. "Thank you for reviewing it anyway." She screenshots her submission timestamp. Saves it. Evidence. File 46.3 days later. October 12th. Counselor's office. Ms. Ramsey sits across from Bernice. "Bernice, I need to talk to you about your English essay. Ms. Patterson already cleared it." "Yes, but Maddox filed a formal complaint. He's concerned about academic integrity. He plagiarized my outline." Bernice's tone doesn't change. "I submitted first. Metadata proves sequence. I understand that. But Maddox's family has been very involved with this school. They donated $50,000 for the gym renovation. His father is on the board, so we need to handle this delicately. Bernice's jaw tightens. "So legacy families get different rules. That's not what I'm saying." "Then what are you saying?" "I'm saying that sometimes to avoid conflict, it's easier to let things go. Move forward." Bernice stares at her. Ms. Ramsey looks away first. "Do you understand?" "I understand." That night, she writes it all down. Ms. Ramsey's exact words. Legacy families donated $50,000. Let things go. Evidence, her word against theirs. She Googles Monroe family. The search results are extensive. Monroe and Associates corporate law firm. She clicks through archived news articles, finds one from 2 years ago. Local attorney's nephew involved in hit and run. Charges reduced. Settlement reached. Sealed records. 6 more articles. Same pattern. Complaints dismissed. Cases settled. Records sealed. The Monroe family has a system. And the system works. She writes one sentence at the bottom of today's entry. They protect legacy families until you make it impossible to ignore. October 18th. Bernice's locker, 7:30 a.m. She spins the combination, and the door swings open. Red spray paint drips down the inside. One word: snitch. Her textbooks are soaked. A small crowd gathers, whispers. Bernice doesn't look around. She pulls out her phone and takes photos. The word. Wide shot. Angle showing the hallway camera. She knows this camera has a blind spot. Whoever did this knew about the blind spot, too. She walks to the main office. "I need to report vandalism. Did you see who did it?" "No, then I'm not sure what we can do." Bernice sets her phone on the counter. Security camera at hallway C has a blind spot covering locker rows 312 through 320. Mine is 314. Whoever did this knew that. The secretary blinks. How do you know about the blind spot? I pay attention. Can you file a report or not? Bernice fills out a form. At the bottom, in the additional comments section, she writes one sentence. This is the 4th incident targeting me in 11 days. Previous incidents documented. October 23rd, after school. Bernice is walking toward the bus stop. Maddox appears behind her. You know what happened to the last girl who tried to document me? Bernice stops. I don't know what you're talking about. She transferred to online school. Said the stress was too much, but she just couldn't handle the pressure. Maddox grabs her wrist. Not hard enough to bruise, but firm. I'm trying to be nice here. You keep pushing. You keep writing things down. You're going to end up just like her. Bernice doesn't pull away. Her breathing stays even. Her feet shift. Weight on the balls of her feet. Her free hand rests at her side. Loose but ready. Derek shifts uncomfortably. Maddox. Man. Maybe what? I'm just having a conversation. Bernice's gaze flicks to his grip. Let go. Or what? She doesn't answer, just stares at him. The silence stretches. Maddox's smile falters. He releases her wrist, steps back. Think about what I said. Bernice reaches into her pocket and pulls out her phone. The recording app is still running. 16 minutes. She saves the file, uploads it. Evidence file 51. That night, Ethan notices the red mark on her wrist. Bernie, what happened? Nothing. She goes to her room. Writes everything. Maddox's exact words. Last girl transferred. Grab my wrist. Recording 16 minutes. Clear audio. Her phone buzzes. Text from unknown number. You should drop this while you still can. She screenshots it. File 52. October 29th. The call comes during 5th period. Bernice Porter, please report to the security office. Mr. Harrison is waiting. He pulls up footage on his computer. I reviewed your complaint about the parking lot incident. I'm not seeing what you described. Bernice leans forward. On screen, she can see herself and Maddox, his hand on her wrist. He grabbed me. I have audio. At this resolution. From this angle, it looks like a conversation. And the Monroe family has been very clear. Maddox was trying to apologize. By grabbing my wrist. By trying to talk to you. Look, Miss Porter. The Monroes are a legacy family. Maddox's grandfather built the original gym. His father funds half our sports programs. When there's a complaint like this, we have to be careful. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Let this go. Focus on your studies. Stay out of Maddox's way. Okay. 10 seconds of silence. Okay, she finally says. Bernice walks out. Makes it to the bathroom before her hands start shaking. 4 counts in. 4 counts out. They wanted me to break. I just needed them to think I did. She opens her cloud folder. The video file from Mr. Harrison's computer is low resolution, but she has the original. 3 angles. HD 60 frames per second. Stored offline, backed up twice. She hasn't shown anyone yet because timing matters. So she waits. That night she sits at the kitchen table with Ethan. Ethan looks up. You don't owe me silence, Bernie. She opens her laptop. The evidence folder now has 54 files. Audio, video, screenshots, timestamps, witness lists, legal citations. She starts typing. If they won't listen to me, I'll make them listen to the proof. Her phone buzzes. Another unknown number. Last chance. Walk away. She screenshots it. File 55. Then she opens her email and starts drafting. Subject line. Formal Title IX complaint. pattern of harassment and institutional retaliation. She doesn't send it yet. She needs one more piece. One undeniable public witness moment where Maddox drops the pretense and shows everyone exactly who he is. Based on the last 6 months, he will. Because people who've never faced consequences always push too far. November 1st, day 32. Bernice walks the same route. Backpack over one shoulder. Most cars are gone. The lot feels empty, but it isn't. Maddox steps out from behind a pickup truck. Trent and Derek flank him. 12 other students linger near the gym entrance. Phones come out. You've been real quiet lately. Learned your place. Bernice stops walking. Doesn't answer. Her breathing stays measured. I'm talking to you. Maddox closes the distance. You owe me an apology. Public right here for all the trouble you've caused. I haven't caused trouble. I documented it. Documentation doesn't mean much when no one believes you. Maddox grabs her backpack strap, yanks it hard. Come on, say you're sorry. Say you made it all up. For 6 months, she's absorbed every shove, every insult, every threat. For 6 months, she's stayed silent. She's documented 117 separate incidents. And Maddox just made it impossible to ignore. Let go, she says. Make me. He yanks again harder. Something shifts in Bernice's expression. Not anger, not fear, just clarity. She moves. Her right hand comes up, catches Maddox's wrist. Her grip is precise. She pivots her hips, steps inside his reach, and applies Nikio's second control. The judo technique her sensei drilled 10,000 times. Maddox's wrist bends. He gasps, releases the strap. She uses his momentum, redirects it, and he's off balance, stumbling forward. She releases him as he catches himself against a car hood. Trent lunges. Bernice sidesteps, her hip turns, and she catches Trent mid-charge. One hand on his shoulder, the other guiding his momentum past her. He crashes into Derek, and both go down. The crowd gasps. Phones rise higher. Maddox straightens up, face red. You think you're tough? He charges. No finesse, just rage. Arms reaching to grab her throat. Bernice's feet shift. Left foot forward, knee bent. Maddox closes the distance. She executes Jerry front kick. Right leg chambers, knee rising sharp, then extends. Her foot impacts Maddox's chest, center mass, solar plexus. Defensive target. Minimal, necessary, proportional. Maddox's breath leaves him. His body recoils backwards. He hits a car bumper and slides down to sitting, gasping. The parking lot goes silent. Bernice resets her stance. Both feet on ground, hands at her sides, breathing controlled. Her face shows no triumph, just focus. Then the whispers start. Phone swivel between Bernice and Maddox. She attacked him. You all saw it. I saw her defend herself. The voice cuts through the noise. Mr. Harrison steps out from the gym entrance, radio in hand. He's been watching the whole thing on the live security feed. 3 angles, 60 frames per second, high definition. Every moment captured. He walks toward the scene. Miss Porter, my office now. Bernice nods, picks up her backpack, walks toward the building. The crowd parts. Derek, still on the ground, watches her go. Man, you charged her. She just defended herself. Shut up. And oh, seriously, you grabbed her first. We all saw it. Derek pulls out his phone, stops the recording that's been running for 18 minutes, saves it, uploads it, then walks away. Mr. Harrison's office. I reviewed the footage. He turns his monitor. 3 camera angles synchronized. Maddox grabbing her strap, the yank, her wrist control, Trent's lunge, Maddox's charge, her kick, everything. You want to tell me what just happened? He assaulted me. I defended myself using minimal necessary force. Minimal. You call that minimal? I call it proportional. He charged me with intent to cause bodily harm. 12 witnesses, 3 camera angles, clear audio. I used a single defensive strike to center mass. No follow-up. I didn't pursue when he fell. That's textbook self-defense under state law. How do you know state self-defense law? I read. Where'd you learn to fight like that? Bernice looks at the monitor. I was junior national judo champion at 15. Brown belt. I also trained taekwondo for 6 years, red belt. I quit both 2 years ago after a hit-and-run driver paralyzed my brother Ethan from the waist down. The driver was Kyle Monroe, Maddox's cousin. Their family's corporate lawyers buried us in legal settlements, forced an NDA, bankrupted my parents. I recognized the Monroe name my first day here. Mr. Harrison's expression shifts. Wait, the Kyle Monroe case? That was your brother? Yes. And if I'd fought back without ironclad evidence, their lawyers would have claimed I was violent and unstable. They would have reopened Ethan's case, destroyed us again. She pulls out her phone, opens the evidence folder. So, I endured 6 months of harassment. I documented every slur, every threat, every shove. I let Maddox think I was weak so he'd escalate past the point of plausible deniability. Tonight, he grabbed me in front of witnesses. When I defended myself with minimal force, he charged me with intent to cause bodily harm. All captured on 3 camera angles with timestamp and audio. That's not assault. That's self-defense. And now Kyle Monroe's sealed case gets reopened with 2 years of evidence showing a family pattern of violence and legal intimidation. Mr. Harrison scrolls through the folder. His face goes pale. How many files are in here? Why didn't you show me this 3 days ago? Because 3 days ago, you told me to let it go. You told me the Monroe family was a legacy. I needed Maddox to commit assault with undeniable evidence. I needed the system to have no choice. If I'd shown you everything earlier, you would have called it obsessive. But now you watched it happen in real time. Now you have live footage. Now you have 12 witnesses who posted videos to social media. Now it's impossible to ignore. Silence fills the office. I've been doing this job for 23 years. I've never seen a kid play the long game like this. I didn't play anything. I survived. There's a difference. He nods slowly. I need to make some calls. You're not in trouble, but I need you to stay here. For what it's worth, I'm sorry I didn't listen 3 days ago. Bernice doesn't respond. Just sits there, rooted, balanced, ready. The consequences come fast. Within 2 hours, Maddox is suspended. His parents arrive furious. The resource officer shows them all 3 angles, the audio, the 12 witness videos already circulating. Richard Monroe goes silent. By the next morning, Maddox's team captain status is revoked. College scouts receive formal notification. Duke and North Carolina pull their recruitment letters within 48 hours. Trent's phone is seized. The group chat is forensically recovered. 247 messages coordinating the harassment campaign. Trent is suspended for 2 weeks. Derek submits a sworn statement. For pages detailing every incident he witnessed over 6 months. At the bottom he writes, "Tonight Maddox charged her. She defended herself. I should have spoken up sooner. I'm sorry." Ms. Ramsey is placed on administrative leave. The Title IX coordinator interviews 11 other students who report similar experiences. An institutional pattern emerges. The school board launches a formal review. The Monroe Gym donor plaque is covered with a tarp. At the next meeting, the board votes 6-1 to remove it permanently. The district attorney receives an anonymous package. 2 years of compiled evidence showing Monroe family legal tactics. The package includes a formal request to reopen the Kyle Monroe case. Within a month, Kyle Monroe is subpoenaed. His sealed records are unsealed. Text messages between Richard Monroe and the investigating officer are discovered. Kyle is indicted on 3 counts. Richard Monroe's law firm faces state bar ethics investigation, and through it all, Bernice goes to class, shelves books at the library, takes the bus home, sits with Ethan, lives her life. 3 weeks after the incident, her doorbell rings. Maddox stands on the porch. No leather jacket, just a hoodie and jeans and hands that won't stop shaking. "Can I talk to your brother?" Bernice steps aside. Maddox walks into the living room. Ethan is there, wheelchair positioned near the window. Maddox kneels all the way down. "I testified against Kyle. Grand jury indicted him yesterday. Vehicular assault, witness tampering, insurance fraud. My parents aren't speaking to me. My college prospects are gone. I'll probably repeat senior year at a different school." His voice cracks. "I can't undo what my family did. But I told the DA everything. The bribes, the NDA threats, all of it. It won't fix this. But it's a start, and I'm sorry." Silence fills the room. Finally, Ethan speaks. "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to every kid your family taught you it was okay to hurt." Maddox's head drops. He nods, stands, walks out. "You think he means it?" Ethan asks. "I think he's scared. But scared people sometimes tell the truth." We'll see. Final day of the semester. Bernice cleans out her locker. At the back, she finds a folded piece of notebook paper. Unfamiliar handwriting. "Thank you. You're not alone anymore. We're coming forward, too." AV. She reads it twice, puts it in her pocket. Patterns don't happen in isolation. Legacy families don't have single victims. And silence breaks fastest when someone shows it can be broken. That evening, she stands outside a familiar building. Taekwondo Do Jang. She hasn't been here in 2 years. She pushes the door open. Her old instructor, Sabumnim-chun, looks up. His face breaks into a smile. "Bernice Porter. I was wondering when you'd come back. I wasn't sure I would. You were always sure. You just needed time. Your dobok is in the back, same locker." She changes, ties her red belt, steps onto the mat, and bows. The floor feels right under her feet. Sabumnim tosses her training gloves. "Heavy bag. Let's see what you remember." Bernice sets her stance, breathes. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Then she executes a high section roundhouse kick. The bag swings hard. Again. She does it again and again. Each kick cleaner than the last. Each breath more controlled. Each movement proof that some things don't disappear. They just wait. After class, walking to the bus stop, Bernice opens her evidence folder one last time. 119 files, 6 months of documentation. She doesn't delete the folder. It's backed up in 3 places. Copies sent to the Title IX coordinator, the district attorney, and her own lawyer. But she does add one final file, a voice memo. Day 183. The system finally listened. Not because it wanted to, but because I made it impossible to ignore. I gave them evidence they couldn't discredit, witnesses they couldn't silence. I waited until the moment was right. And when Maddox finally showed everyone who he really was, I was ready. She pauses. I don't know what happens next. I don't know if Kyle Monroe goes to prison. I don't know if the system actually changes. But I know this. Silence is a strategy. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is wait for the perfect moment to break it. She saves the file, closes the app, gets on the bus, and as the city lights blur past the window, Bernice Porter, former junior national judo champion, red belt in taekwondo, library aide, scholarship student, survivor, finally allows herself to smile. Not because it's over, but because she proved it was possible.